This is our lady space with Marilyn and Tawana, where we can talk about it. Sharing your point of views on everyday life and relationship with Marilyn and Tawana on our lady space.
Hey, you guys. Welcome to our lady space. I'm Marilyn.
And I'm Tawana.
And this is our
Lady Space.
So we can talk about it. So today we're going to talk about something on a more of a serious tip. We want to dive into mental health and how important that is, and how people, don't talk about it and hide it. And you don't have to do that. Like, we're here for you. The suicide hotline is here for you. Therapists are here for you. Your friends, anybody. All people really want you to do is just speak up and speak out before you do something that, you really don't want to do. So, I was reading a book called The Yellow Wallpaper, and it was pretty much about a woman. I guess I feel like it was in a man-driven environment, because her husband was a doctor, and it was like he was supposed to take care of her. It was kind of weird in the beginning, but the more and more I listened, I was like, okay, it's a message behind it. So I think she had postpartum, and her husband, instead of trying to take care of her, he pushed her off on the maid and her sister. And so, make a long story short, she ended up being he locked her in this room with yellow wallpaper.
Okay.
So instead of him dealing with that with her, she was stuck in his room, and she began to pretty much become insane. She's staring at this yellow wallpaper all day long. He's not wanting to deal with what she has going on. And so everything in that room, she started to use symbolically. For example, they was like, when the moonlight comes, she just gets outraged, she gets crazy. But every moonlight, that was when her menstrual was like, okay. So it was like he pretty much didn't
She
care.
brought life to her because she was stuck in the room by herself.
Exactly.
Okay,
but
that makes sense.
It's a very interesting story. I think if you guys can get over it's almost like a horror story. But in the end, she kept saying, somebody's behind the wallpaper. Someone's behind the wallpaper. And come to find out, her friend died at 12, and they buried him behind that wallpaper.
Jesus Christ.
So she's saying that nobody's believing her. She's going through her thing, but in the end, she overcome. Like, she finally was like, I'm done. She was able to go and tell the other doctor, I don't need your help. She was able to bring her own self out.
Okay.
So he locked her in the room. I almost felt like he wanted her to go insane, if that makes sense. But anyway, I say all this to say, in our day and age, when something is wrong, for instance, maybe like our husband will be like, let me just buy her a car. Let me buy her some flowers. Let me shut her up. So it's almost like they're putting a Band-Aid on the issue instead of digging deep to see what the real issue is. Yes, because people are wanting to commit suicide. People go through postpartum for years. Like, people think it's a deadline on mental health, like when you should be able to get over it, and that is not the case. So,
right.
My friend has a couple of tips she wants to share with you guys on mental health that I hope helps.
Yes, just 10 tips to improve your mental health that I found. I think the author's name is Courtney Jean, and just 10 things that you can kind of keep in the forefront of your mind when you feel yourself, slinking down in a rut. We all get there. But I think if we at least try to practice one or two of these, I think it will help pull us out. So the first one is just simply relaxing. If that's just you getting some alone time to meditate, take a nice hot bath, go for a walk, journal. Journaling is my thing. So just some type of way to relax and just really get out of your head.
Musa.
Oh, yes. Another one is get your body moving. So that's the walk, any form of exercise. If you do yoga, I used to enjoy doing, Zumba. Zumba is fun.
Yes, my favorite.
I love Zumba. I can't dance, but I can follow somebody else.
Right. And
the good thing about that is with YouTube, there's a lot of videos out there that you can do in the privacy of your own home, so you don't even have to leave your home. The next tip is eat what makes you feel good.
Watch out now.
Okay, because when I tell you just when I'm in the kitchen cooking, the ancestors right there with me, and I just be whipping it up. Be like, how you make that? I don't know.
We're whipping it up.
I did what felt good in that moment, and I'm gonna eat it. So in moderation, of course. But if you want to eat the cake, eat the cake.
Eat the cake.
It's not that big of a deal.
Babe, I sat down and ate a whole, the Russell Stover's? I be saying I'm eating just one. Why I didn't eat the whole thing? And I feel okay about it. I'm good.
You felt good. You needed that.
Yes.
Just drink your bottle of water afterwards. It evens out.
Right.
It's volunteer, especially of this language. Volunteering, having acts of services, that's a good one. Go feed the homeless. And even volunteer, you don't necessarily have to go do anything like that. You can volunteer by going through your closet and donating things. In essence, that kind of is volunteering too. So just find a way where you can basically help somebody else.
Right. I'm volunteering all my clothes in the garage. If y'all want to come get them,
Let me go through them first.
Come on, friend. That's right. Wait, I'm friends first. My close friends first.
I get first in. Spending time with positive people.
Ooh.
It's still somewhat the beginning of the year, and you need to evaluate your circle often.
Yes.
Because you won't realize that sometimes the people you're around are bringing you down.
Yes.
And they may not be trying to, because they may be going through a mental health situation. Right. So just be cognizant of what you're around. And if you feel that the people you're around, not saying you got to stop spending time with them or stop talking to them, but pull back, take a moment and let them, you may have to point it out. You've been a little negative here lately. And I don't know if it's affecting you, but it's affecting me. So I need to take some time to myself to get me together. Because right now, this doesn't work for me.
Right, because you can keep deposit. And then when it's time for that withdrawal, it's negative. They don't have anything to give back to you. So if you depositing all your energy and your positivity into somebody that doesn't have anything for you, it's a waste. And I'm sorry, friend, but sometimes when you get to certain levels, especially in Christ, you do have to leave these folks. It's called boundaries. You have to. Some people you don't want to leave. But some people are just only there for a season. And when you see that they are not going where you're going, or they don't fit into the circle that God has for you, you need to leave them on the wayside. Sorry, not sorry.
And that's perfectly okay. Like you said, a season, a reason, or a lifetime. And you have to figure out which one they fit into.
That's
just because you've been friends for 20 years does not mean you're supposed to be friends forever. Sometimes that purpose has been served and it's time to move on. It's not bad blood.
Amen.
It's you're elevating in two different areas.
That's right.
And it's okay.
Okay.
Simply asking for help.
Ooh, don't it seem like it's the hardest one? People don't.
That's hard for me.
But it's so easy. Ooh, it's yeah.
Because sometimes it is hard. You need help. You don't want to burden anybody.
Right.
You don't want to bother anybody. And thankfully now, we do have so many resources available because when my dad passed, thankfully BetterHelp helped me because I was able to find a therapist that I can meet with on video and I can talk through my feelings, my emotions, and she helped me through my grieving process.
Right.
Check with your employer to see what services are available through your company. And then also the good thing about it now, mental health is treated like any other medical condition. So check your health insurance and, see what your options are, because it may be more than what you think, because a lot of people think they can't afford therapy, but it may be covered.
Right. And it's a lot of services that are offered, like video health calls and Zoom calls now, where you don't even have to go in. Like if you're nervous about COVID or being around other people, you can do it. And then, friend, we'll put some
links,
some information and links on the you know what I'm trying to say, in the ends, in case they want to have some.
We'll add it.
Yeah, we'll add it. Okay.
So you all will know where to go. BetterHelp, as well as Talkspace. Through telehealth, you have a lot of options available. So just reach out and see what your options are. Don't hold it in, afraid to say anything or thinking you can't afford it. Ask.
Right.
Go to someone that you truly trust and value their input, and see if they have any suggestions for you. Express gratitude. Sometimes when you project positive, it reflects back on you and make you start feeling good. Focus on the good things. It could be a dark and gloomy day, but are you going to focus on that dark and gloomy, or are you going to focus on the good in that day?
That's right.
It's perspective. And you have to put things in perspective and realize, first of all, you're alive, you're breathing.
I was just about to say that.
It can't be that bad. Because I tell my children all the time, they dramatic. And I'd be like, well, baby, are you breathing? Well, you're going to be okay.
I know that's right. That's right. Yeah, gratitude really goes a long way, with people. And just letting people know how much you appreciate them. Like, you don't know what that could do for that person. Just a simple thank you, or I'm thinking about you, or just asking somebody how they doing that day. And
really listen to what they say. Don't ask just because it's just, okay, it's the thing to do. Right. No. Ask with true sincerity and listen to their response, because you may be their outlet. They may have been waiting on someone to check on them. Check on your friends, especially strong friends.
I know that's right.
So we got a lot going on.
Yeah, and then like you said, because I think you and I are good about checking on each other. But like you said, make sure if you can ask somebody how they doing, you got time to listen. Because don't rush nobody when they finally are able to outpour and stuff. Don't rush them, because that's why they don't withdraw. Next time you ask them how they doing, no, she don't really want to kill. She don't know. She just checking a box. She ain't have time to listen to me. So make sure you got a couple hours set aside. You don't know what's gonna come out.
Right.
So, and being, what is it? Intuitive? What's the word?
Intuitive.
Yeah.
You can feel each other.
Like with your friends when you know something wrong, even if they say they ain't. Because my friend know, I'll be like, I'm pulling up. I'm calling anyway. I'm just gonna listen. Well, what is, you ain't got to talk? Okay, I'm just still.
Okay, like that was a couple of weeks ago. I called you crying, and you like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "You good, friend? Like you just hit my spirit. Something ain't right." You like, "What's wrong with you?"
I'm like, go, but I love it. I love it.
And I mean, that's just how it be. And when you feel something, when somebody come across your mind, reach out.
That's right.
Because it may be something going on that they have not shared with you yet.
Right.
We'll talk about this later, but so many friendships have ended and been lost because of misunderstandings.
That's
so have a conversation. If you feel a certain way about something, have that conversation.
And be honest about the answer. That's the part I don't like. Like, be honest, be transparent, because people feel energy. You can feel the energy. And if you say, okay, y'all had something, a disagreement or something, and you were like, okay, we good, but then when y'all get together, y'all feel y'all are good. Just cut it. Like, either just cut it or figure it out and move on. I can't stand it. I hate that.
I do too.
But nonetheless.
Exactly. Make sleep a priority. That's a big one for me. I can remember hearing you, like when my grandmother and great grandmother, we would say they getting up with the chickens and the roosters and stuff. Like, how long did you sleep? Girl. But what I'm learning is I need my sleep 3-4 hours. That's not enough. I need about 7, 8, 9 hours.
Full 8. I want to start getting the full 8.
I be struggling. You know me, I be up all night. But here lately, I'm like, I need to go to bed 9:30. Look for the bed.
That's right.
Because I'm tired.
That's right.
So try to get some good sleep.
People think when they say beauty rest, that that's real life.
It's real.
You just sleep. That's your true beauty rest. Your body needs that.
It has to re-energize.
Yes.
Because what's going to happen if you don't get it, it will shut down on its own. And you're going to be like...
Wake up 12 hours later talking about what happened.
I thought I was taking a power nap. Nah, you was asleep. And speaking of that, the next tip is to ditch those bad habits. No judgment here, but if you scroll on social media 10 hours a day, that's not healthy.
Right.
If you have a vice that is not being productive or that is not conducive to your lifestyle, you may want to reel it in a little bit.
And that's what people don't realize. Like, when they think of fasting, they think of just food only. You can fast from social media. So if you cutting back and not eating until 12 or to 3 or whatever your time, add social media to that.
Yeah.
You won't realize how much of a weight is lifted off because all that spirits, all that stuff you consuming, everything you looking at, anything people think you can just scroll all day and that stuff ain't affecting you. It is. It's getting in your spirit. It's getting in your aura. Whatever you looking at, it's you consuming it.
Yeah.
So we need to fast from all of that.
Take a break, because it's not reality, and you get so caught up in the life that whoever is posting. That's not the real life, and then you start comparing, and then you be looking at your significant other like, why he don't take me out? Right? Why they don't get no flowers? And like, they ain't getting them either. That's the first set of flowers they got in 10 years.
You're mine out.
Okay.
For out. Them folks don't even like each other. They be on the overload time. I wanna do this for hours and hours. He'll probably be like, get that out of my face.
Okay. So these bros bad habits. Let it go.
Yes.
And comparing your life to somebody else's life, it's a bad habit too.
Okay.
Enjoy your life. You don't know their testimony. You don't know what they went through to get to where they are.
That's right.
So just focus on your journey and celebrate with everybody else, you know, because you may be inspiring somebody.
You know how hard it is just to keep your own marriage together? You're trying to be like somebody else too. You ain't gonna be able to do both. That's just like when somebody cheating on somebody with 3 other women. You can't keep it all in rows. I'm sorry. Somebody's gonna be lacking. So like you said, you just focus on what you have and not trying to see grass that ain't green on the other side, by the way. Then you'll get somewhere.
Okay. That's
love the one you with. Love the one you with, people.
Amen.
Okay? All right, that's another episode anyway.
And with that being said, the final tip, and one of the most important ones, I think, is do more what makes you happy.
Ooh. Say that again. Say that again. Keep it back. Say it again.
Do more of what makes you happy. You can be selfish in that way.
That's right.
It's perfectly okay. Like we talk all the time about self-care.
That's right.
You know, if you aren't feeling it that day and you just want to lay in bed all day and watch Netflix, if that make you happy,
do it.
Do it.
Do it. And for the married people, okay, so you know, like when you get married, people want to say that you have to be, when you're married, you have to be selfless. You know, you have to share your world with somebody. But for my single people out there, be as selfish as you want to be right now. If you dating somebody and they not what you want, goodbye. Go to the next. You ain't shackled down to nobody. Be in your singleness. Be selfish in your singleness until you get what you feel is valuable to you.
Correct.
Because once you get married, that's when you can no longer be selfish. That's when you got to share everything. That's when you got to compromise everything. But guess what? You won't mind doing it because in your selfishness, you found the person that you want to give your all.
Amen. If that ain't a mic drop right there,
baby. That's it. We'll put the information for the yellow wallpaper. Yeah, in there. So in case y'all want to read that story, but it was interesting.
Yeah, it was. I like the way you broke it down. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So much sense.
So stop putting a band-aid on your mental health, people, and actually heal.
Yeah. Reach out, you know, even if you're not sure, and just tell them, I don't know how I feel, but I don't feel like myself.
Right.
And know that it's okay to not be okay.
Exactly.
But you can get back to being okay if you put forth the effort and the work.
Exactly.
It's possible.
Because if you don't, then like you said, what can you, just to put a illusion or something, like if you don't, you know, eventually if you keep putting a band-aid on something, it won't heal. Because it's the moisture.
You need to breathe.
It needs to breathe. So you're going to have to take it off. At some point, snatch the band-aid off. So, okay.
And there's resources available to help you. So we will link some below in the description box. And like we said, check your health insurance coverage because it may be covered.
Right.
So, you know, it don't hurt to ask. All they can do is say no.
That's right.
So just reach out. You know, some churches have ministries that help with mental health. So check your church. You know, check any resources you have available because it may be options out there. And it's very important that you take care of yourself, especially if you have little ones looking up to you or a family that's leaning on you to for their support.
Right. And make sure that everything is handled with your business wise too. When we all have to leave this earth at some point in time, make sure you take care of your business. Whether you have a will, you have your beneficiaries, have all that in order. Because I think that as a culture, that's where we lack. And then we leave this world, and our family is in a, going crazy because they don't know where the bank accounts are. They don't know who's covered under what. They don't know if you had a will. They don't know what to do. Everybody trying to get money together to do the funeral. Like, let's stop doing it. Let's break that generational curse.
I'm making a note now. We need to do an episode on that because I got a lot to say about that.
Let's leave decent and in order. Family members fighting, mad because one person think they deserve something. Guess what? Because you didn't do your job while you was here on earth. That's part of mental health too. So that we have good mental health when you leave, because we already wounded by the loss. So let's not add to that with the stress of you not having your affairs in order.
Yeah, allow us to grieve properly without having to deal with all that.
Fight some more battles. So, okay, I'm done, Frank.
But we will revisit that because that will be a good episode.
Yeah, definitely.
So y'all let us know what y'all think. If it's any stories you would like to share. If you want to come on and talk about your mental health situation.
That's right.
Know that it's okay. And you can come on here because this is where we talk about it.
Our ladies' face. Well, we can talk about it. We can talk about it. Call us. If you look, DM us, send us a message, be like, help. Somebody, Tawana probably answer first. She good there. But I'm going to come on right after, okay? I'm coming, okay? So let us know. If you don't have nobody you can reach out, you can reach out to us. Seriously. Yes. All jokes aside. Just send us a message. Help, call me, text me. I need y'all. We'll be there.
We're here for you.
I'll be there. Just look over your shoulder, honey. I'll be there.
If that will make you smile.
Just call my name and I'll be there. Okay. Don't you know, baby? Yeah, I'll be there. Okay. That's the one.
Peace, Marilyn.
I'm Marilyn. This is our
Like, comment, share, subscribe, and take care of yourself and each other.
Yes.
Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.